She very coolly and very calmly told us exactly how she was going to kill us. And that's when we knew we had a serious problem. When Hannah turned 13, right about 13 is when we saw a change in her. She did a pretty serious suicide attempt at one point, which was horrifying.
She ran away.
For me, as bad as everything else was, to me the running away was maybe the worst part of it, because I didn't know where she was, and I was so horrified by that. That was kind of my low point. I mean, we were desperate. I remember making that first phone call to Bert Nash, and literally I think we made use of almost every service. Because of the therapeutic classroom, she was able to take 2 years of high school in 1 year and graduate with her class. It was a long process. It was not comfortable. It was not easy. We went basically to hell and back. And then there was a shift about the time she turned 17. She started pursuing goals. She became a full-on park ranger with a hat and everything.
One of the youngest they've ever had.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, now she's our girl. I mean, she's so loving and...
She's always been beautiful and intelligent and funny. But,
talented.
And
talented.
Definitely talented, too. But, now she's able to embrace those things where when we were in such need, she was not able to embrace the gifts that she had. Every time we give our children a hug and we receive that love back, our family celebrates Bert Nash because of that.
My diagnosis is type 1 bipolar with psychotic features, meaning when I'm in a mania stage, I lose touch with reality. I've struggled with mental health issues most of my adult life, and I was able to work, and I have 3 sons who I raised by myself, and once they were gone, everything just kind of fell apart. I was in really deep depression. I was drinking really heavily. I just lost all control of my life, and virtually never went outside my home. I totally dissociated from my family, so I really had no contact. They didn't even know where I was at. When I first came to Bert Nash, I was literally homeless. I couldn't work anymore. I had case management medication through one of the doctors here, and I attended a lot of groups, which were really helpful. It helped me to socialize. I just recently went back to work about 9 months ago, and that was also through Bert Nash, through supportive employment. Still, these relationships that I had damaged weren't, they still had their issues. I reconnected with my sister and then my children. It was just great. The last 2 days, they called me just to talk. My son called me and we talked for a half hour. Just talked. And it's just those organic things that I don't take for granted. The best way I can put it is the people here loved me before I could love myself.
If I had to pick one or the other right now, cancer or depression again, I would pick cancer. It was easier. I'd been fighting depression on and off since I was in my late 30s, but I was so busy with the kids and everything, I was really distracted. In 2005, I got breast cancer, And so I had something to do for a couple of years because that was my purpose, was to get well. And then right after that, and after I was well, I woke up one day, and it just seems like it happened overnight. I woke up one day, my heart was racing, I was in a panic, and I couldn't quit crying, and I didn't know why. The anxious feeling lasted for like months without any relief. You know, I sat in the backyard after we did the pool and sat back there and cried, thinking, I don't deserve this. I'm not worth this. Why do I have all this? And I hated it because it just stood for what I wasn't. I felt like I needed to be in a band down by the river. You know, that's in my head, that's how I felt that I was worth. So I searched around for some place to go. One of my therapists had mentioned IOP at Burton Ash. I felt comfortable as soon as I got there. They have the psychiatrist that can help you with drugs. They have got your personal therapist that you go to, and plus you get to go to group therapy. And the more I went, the better it was. I was able to learn a lot of skills because this doesn't go away. It's here forever. But if you get those skills in your head, and when you have a day like I did a couple weeks ago where I didn't think I wanted to get up, I would just go back to my book and read what they taught me. And I've helped other friends when they've had problems with just different tools that I've learned. Go straight to Burton Ash. They will help you. And there's no other place that I would ever send anybody to. I always thought life is too long. You know, now I think it's too short because I feel better. You know, I don't want it to be over.